Greetings, humans. I'm Andy, and I'm George, and this is Couscous. Welcome back to the Windmill full of corpses. Right. Feeding the corpse grinder. Meeting the feed grinder. Okay, so, hype. The last time we've checked out Shadow of Intent, it was Flying the Black Flag, which I think will also be on the new album, Imperium Delirium, coming in June. Yeah, it will be. And I think we have, like, a Lovecraftian Oathbreaker on the cover, and if you don't know what an Oathbreaker is, Oathbreakers are the dead people that Aragorn summons in the third part of Lord of the Rings, and you have like one of those, but it's like really big, and then you have a bunch of decapitated people, and it looks very old school death metal because I know Ben is into that shit, and I am so hyped, and I should stop yapping. It's green. It's green, yeah. Okay, and they've done the thing with Trevor on Melancholy, and so, you know, basically taking on a death metal legend on a song, and now they're doing it again, but with Corpsegrinder. I'm just, bruh. They also had Phil, and they had Chuck Billy from Testament on Elegy. Yeah, but those weren't really old school death metal legends, because one of them is in thrash and another's in deathcore. Yeah, but they were legends. Yes. But anyway, this is legends working with legends. I'm not ready. Are you ready? No. The stink! Wow! Whoa! It's the grinder, you think? Yeah. Oh! Oh my god! What in the name of everything that even Satan is possessed by was that? Oh my god! Okay, that was the Meatgrinder. You know, if Satan was ever afraid of a monster under his bed, that monster would be bad. Yeah. Okay. That's definitely the most extreme thing I've heard this year. I don't know if I heard anything as extreme last year. It was just relentless. Like, aside from the atmospheric snippet, it didn't give you a break. Yeah, but the atmospheric snippet was just there to make way for horror. Yeah, so this is like the metal equivalent of a like really gory but well played horror movie. I love the direction of the new Shadow of Intent sound. I think it's much better than what they were doing pre Melancholy. Yeah, like since then I feel like they've been refining more and more and more. I know that fans of the early stuff probably don't feel the same. For me, this is the best they've ever sounded. Yeah. The special effects were incredible. I'm going to guess it probably deals with war, because you have the protagonist walking through this what looks like a derelict bombarded area. Yeah. Right? And then you had those like mushroom cloud effects in the sky at some point. Yes, and it feels almost like all the beasts and corpses crawling out of the wall and merging together and merging with him are like spirits of the dead tortured by the way in which they've gone crawling from the afterlife or whatever. Like I feel like it's taking, they did a lot of war stuff on Elegy. I feel like it's taking that and then mixing it into the mythical horror, ghostly sort of more fantastic, I guess. It gives a bit of a fantastical twist to like war themed stuff. Yeah, it actually, not sound wise, but in terms of vibe and aesthetic, reminded me of Where the Corpses Sing Forever album by Kangren. Wartime horror. Horror, yeah. It's again one of those bangers that's so intense that I can properly analyze it, because it just comes at you as such a storm. It's very slamming. It's very, continuous chug focused. It's extreme drumming. It has some more, it's grooving all the way through, but it's also running all the way through. Yeah. This is what I call the Barren and Breathless macrocosm effect. Every time it happens on a Shadow of Intent song, you just know it. It's when you have the pedals running and the guitar just doing these fast muted chugs. Yeah. So one of them is rhythmic and the other is running, and you get both, and they're integrated so well. Yeah. So the whole song just feels like it's drilling through. Yeah. And you basically had that going on for everything up until the atmospheric break. You had just double bass and then blast beats. Yeah. And the guitar doing all sorts of chugging riffs, and everything flowing into that alert, snappy pace, sort of. And then it cuts, and then you get the breakdown. And that is what all breakdowns are not realizing they're trying to express. Yes. Because breakdowns do disgusting sounds, but they don't express horrific things. Yeah. And that's what this one did. First of all, it came with a key change. Yeah. And it came with dissonant and tense key change. Like the image in that was this. Yeah. It was fear. It was paralysis. It was what the fuck. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. And it came with that. And on top of that, it added disgusting textures. Yeah. So then you get this like unholy horror sort of. Yeah. And it was also cool because you also have what happens with the imagery in the video in parallel with that, because you have a violation of the human form. You have all sorts of like demonic beasts or spirits from the afterlife or whatever you want to think of crawling out of the walls through the video. Mm-hmm. But that's where, at the ending part, is where they kind of start merging with the protagonist. Yeah. Right? Like he kind of becomes those things. His mouth starts becoming all Lovecraftian and shit. And that was like, that made Pennywise look like a cheap joke. Yeah. Yeah. No, but they get this, they trigger your sense of self-preservation. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. I can't wait for this album, man. This is gonna be some of the most intense shit I've ever heard. I really can't wait for it. I am so down. Yeah. Our Windmill is a grinder too. Yep. Depends what you want to grind in it. Yep. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Wink. Why wink? You want to grind corpses? And then let them sing forever. That was smooth.
Are we done here?
No.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we'd greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells on.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon.
Corpse is out.